Hello and welcome back to the channel. So this week, once again, we're continuing on with the Unity 3D game kit. Basically, my assignment for this week at Lindenwood was to create another level for the game. Within that, my requirements are having a worker character with functioning camera, at least 2 enemies. At least 1 instance of an acid pool, a death volume, a multi-switch door, at least 1 pressure pad, use of the polybrush. So the polybrush is basically a terrain sculpting tool. A vegetation and rock planter or painter, a respawn checkpoint, and a teleporter that connects you to the 2 levels. So I'm using the level that I created last week, and that's actually where we're going to start out with. We're going to start out with the last week's level, and then I'm going to teleport at the end of that level into the new level. You guys may have seen a little bit of a glimpse of it in last week's video, but everything's changed on it. So what you seen last week is no longer even a thing. I've gone way out there, way different route. In the future, I am planning on going back and changing up and I guess polishing my first level here to make it better. I've learned a lot this week, so yeah. Other than that, I guess let's get into it. So first things that I did was I included this the start menu that came in the 3D game kit. So from here, obviously exiting the game will exit the game. Options, you've got audio, everything works. Might help if I turn on your guys' sound. Oh, and there. So everything, works as far as music and sound effects and everything. Controls. So yeah, there's that. Now, once again, like I said, we're starting off in the level that I started in, or that I created last week. So this is going to be a little old news for some of you, and if you're new to the channel, thank you. Hope you guys enjoy it. And here we go. Alright, so this should look fairly familiar. Do have a weapon, so forth and so on. Alright. These guys, not so bad. Alright, jump across here. These guys out. So some of the big problems that I've had with this is there's no boundaries. I can literally just run right off the edge of the map, and yeah. It's also kind of a bland playthrough. It's not, as interactive as I guess I would like. A couple other things is I went, I think, a little overboard with the vegetation planter in this level. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with this. Before I get too far here, I wanted to make it so I could get rid of this pressure pad that I've already stepped on, and I want to make it to where when I kill this guy is when he opens the door, versus having to do the pressure pad thing. And I have figured out how to do it. I'm just more or less, I got to implement it into this level. So, that guy's done. The trigger's been switched, which that switch opens up that door over there. But yeah, I mean, there's no boundaries whatsoever. I can go all over. Yeah, that's one of the things that I need to fix in this level. In the new level, well, you guys will see when I get to the new level. The new level is completely different from what this one is. There's a lot more stuff in it. And I think it's more challenging, and it's also the challenge, I think, makes it a little bit more fun. Come over here, get this pressure pad. Jump on my floating platforms. Now, this was, you know, I created the acid pool in this level and everything, and it wasn't required in this level. So, that was kind of me just going above and beyond. Playing around, more or less. Not really going above and beyond, but playing around with the kit and seeing what I can do. And I'm really enjoying the design aspect of it. Alright. Keep my health. We'll come up here. That second pressure pad opened up this door. There are these two guys. Once again, there are no boundaries, so you can just run right off the edge of this platform, and when you do that, you die. So, I've kept that to a point in the new level, but at the same time, I didn't want the entire thing like that. So, alright, these two are done. Alright, so here comes one of the first requirements for this week's assignment, and that is to make this teleporter work and send me to the next level. Fingers crossed. And here we are. So, this is the new level that I've created. Alright, I've still got my drop ship. There's a couple things I want to do in the future with that. Do some animations. Yeah, so here we are. I've created a small forest. I also don't have a weapon. I'm clicking the mouse button and nothing's happening. So, yeah, let's go find a weapon. Oh, yeah. So in the last one, I made it to where the water, like, see, I have boundaries. I can't go past this point. I made it so that when you got so deep in the water, in the last map, that you instantly died. And I like that to a point, but I also don't like that. I don't think you should die just by walking into water. If you obviously go too deep, you drown or lose health. So what I've done is I've actually put a damageable script on the water to where when you walk too far down into the water, you take damage. And that was my weapons pedestal. Just picked up. Now I have my staff. See, went in too deep, took damage. From here, we'll go back to the start point because I've kind of spread things around here. This is going to be a slight disadvantage for everybody watching because I'm letting in on the secrets. There are things hidden throughout this map, and I think I did pretty good at actually hiding them. For example, the weapons spawn point. So you actually got to come around here, but when you come up, you won't see it because the trees are in the way. So the second trigger, well, yeah, we'll go up to here. So one of the things that I had issues with in the last level was getting this piece to actually have collisions. I struggled with it. I finally figured it out. Got a big old door here, a bunch of enemies. I also added some spawn switches or spawn texting type stuff. So she'll actually send you messages throughout the game. I need to lower that a little bit apparently. Thought I was on the ground with it. I've also made the enemies a little bit harder. In a game, usually as you progress through the game and through the levels, and I just died. The enemies usually get harder, so that's what I did. I made them harder. They take 5 hits to kill them versus the 3, which was in the last level. There's a health box around here somewhere. I don't need it now though, because I died. Alright, so that door was closed. There's my health box, or one of them. There's several health boxes throughout the map. And in this map, you have 3 stages. Yeah, we're gonna come over here. There is another door. There's a total of 4 doors in this stage. So the trick is to find the switch. There's got to be a switch somewhere around to open up the doors. What's that over there? Alright, so there's a switch over here. So here's my first switch. I'm gonna end up dying again. Yep, there we go. As you can see, it is more difficult. So I hit that switch over on the corner. So now we're going to go to the first door. And the first door also is another check off the requirements for this level, or for this week. And it's over here in the forest somewhere, if I can remember where it is. I've also added fog to this level, which that was an interesting endeavor, trying to get the particles and everything to work on that. Luckily there's a prefab script for it. So, if you notice, I mean, you got to be looking for this spot right here. Alright, and this is the doorway to the first stage. Since I triggered that first switch, there it is. Here's the acid pool. I guess I'll show you that you die when you fall into the acid. That's your death volume. So, go back to that. Excuse me for a moment. Alright, so let's go through this door. And it's a teleportation plane. So it teleported me into here. Now with this one, I don't know why it's the mesh collider within this prefab. You always sink down into it. I'm not really a fan of it, but it's doing what it's doing. Alright. Bad guy has detected me and is coming after me. I've also increased their range and their radius on these guys, and hit points are still 5 for these guys. I think it was 5. But there's only one guy up here, and that's more or less to signify what stage in the game you are in. So this is stage 1. Alright. I've also put a health crate up here, which the health crate itself is a little interesting to get to. See, I just died. But luckily I have a checkpoint, which is another check mark in that. So the health crate is right, I can't see it. It's right down there, but you got to walk through there to get to it. So alright, he's dead. Come across the bridge here. Go up my stairs. There's another switch. Alright. There is another death volume down here, as you've seen. That's how I died. I hit that death volume. So I didn't think it was, when I was making it and everything, and that teleportation just brought me right back to the start point. So now we're going to go off to stage 2. But if you notice, my my level 1 is right up there. So when I was making it, I could literally jump from that rock up there all the way down here and survive. That's not really how things I think should work. So I put a death volume up there. I also put a death volume on level 2, or stage 2. And if you notice, this door is now open. All these guys take 5 hit points, or 5 hits. There is boundaries also all around, so you can't fall off the edge of the world. And I put a collision on the back side so that when the door is shut, you can't just walk around and hit the teleportation plane. You can't cheat. But you can not go and kill those guys if you can run past them. Alright. So once again, this is stage 2, and because it's stage 2, you have 2 big guys. They all work and everything, and also because it's stage 2, there's 2 health crates. There's one there, and there's one on the same path down the stairs, or down the jumps. These guys are coming after me. Alright, so we're going to skip killing these guys because I know this video is going to be long. We're just going to go for the switch. Alright, trigger the switch. Alright, so that switch opened up the door to stage 3. And we will head to stage 3. Alright, once again, respawning right back to the beginning. So, stage 3, is over here. Now this one is the one level that I probably had this one stage that I probably had the most fun in. If you notice the sound effects in the background and everything too, changed right there. I've added sounding and everything and reverb areas. Yeah, just polish the level up a little bit more. Make it sound a little bit better. Guys, thank you. Alright. So sounds actually pretty cool. I don't know why my music isn't playing, but I did add music to it. I might just have a checkbox marked off or something. It's not a requirement for this week, but it is something that I was playing with, trying to get it right. The one person I did have test play this, he did mention that you could climb up these cliffs and basically just skip all stuff. Not anymore. There is boundary markers and everything. Collision set up, so it's actually, you have to go the certain way. Alright. I'm just going to run for it. There's a health crate over there. Because we're pushing 22 minutes. Alright, so this is stage 3. Stage 3, like I said, I had a ton of fun building this. You can jump, but you can't jump over the walls. So it's an actual maze. You gotta figure it out. So luckily, I know the path. Alright. Bunch of switches. When the switch goes, if you notice that crystal is not lit. This one is. That's because I just triggered this switch. The crystals do not correspond with all the switches. There's actually more switches than there are crystals. The lighting was a fun one to play with on this stage. But yeah. I still don't think I got the lighting exactly right. If you notice the lines there are kind of but for being what it is, I don't think it's that bad. There's still a lot of learning and a lot of polishing to do though. Alright. Another switch, which lit another stone. Might as well get this health crate back in this area. And let's continue on. If I remember how to get through here. Alright. Another switch. Another crystal lit. Just right there. Alright. Yeah, the lighting in here still needs some work. But now, what those switches have been doing, if you notice, this door is still shut. I can get to this. That door's open. That door's not. That door's not. That door's open. Go over there. Let's see over here. Let's do things a little out of order. I'm not really a fan of that. The door frame. yeah, like I said, there's little things that I could do to polish it up. We're getting there though. Alright. Flip that switch. Alright. Now what switch did that open up? Alright, so that opened this door. That guy. Dinner? Okay, I'll be up as soon as I'm done recording. I love you.
Can it, like, be recording yourself? Why haven't said anything?
Alright, so, sorry about that. I did not go down here. I wonder. So, yeah. Oh, I didn't pay attention to my health. The wife got me distracted. Curious though. So I'm set up switches on rotating platforms. So these three platforms here, 1, 2, and 3, are all supposed to be vertical until I hit a certain switch. They're not. So I might have some issues with that. I might need to polish with. It's not a requirement or anything, so yeah, I shouldn't be able to get this far in the game or on this level at this point because I still have 2 switches that aren't hit. I'm pretty sure I just opened. Yeah, I did. So I still got some bugs in it as far as things that I designed, but we're getting there. 3 bad guys, stage 3. We're gonna run past them. All right. Back at the home place. All right. So we will run up here. This is the final stage. So final stage is where the counter was. That door up there doesn't open until you hit all of the stages. So, and that's the exit. And there's a lot of bad guys. So, seems this video is taking a little bit long, which they're all attacking me. I've triggered them. I'm just going to run past. Show you that they do take damage. But yeah. Once again, now that I've learned a couple other things within the last few hours of working on this, one of the things I do really want to do is I want to make it to where instead of having a switch open certain things, like these doors, I want to make it to where you have to actually kill these guys before this door will open. But for right now, the door's open. It did use a counter, which was another thing that was required. And once again, you had to go to all of these different stages within the level in order to flip those switches and do that. So, yeah, other than that, I think that'll wrap it up for today. There is a lot more to this level, and once again, I do plan on polishing all of my levels up a little bit more to make sure that they are good. These are just basically first rounds. So once I get everything polished up too, I am planning on posting them on a website, in which case I will have a link on my Discord and a link on my YouTube channel to where the individual people can actually go in, download the file, and play the game themselves. So, yeah, other than that, I appreciate y'all watching, and have a good one.